Good morning. This is Robin with Hope from the Well, and today I have Leigh with me. And Leigh comes to Women at the Well every week to help the ladies learn to sew. We had Miss Patty last week. Now we're having Leigh today, and they come at the same time and teach our ladies. And I'm so glad to have you, Leigh.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. How long have you been coming?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Wow. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. Time has flown. But a few things going on at Women at the Well. On February the 24th, we will be having our annual Polar Bear Walk, and that will be at the Athens Regional Park, and we'll meet right there at the duck pond and take a walk. But this is one of our largest fundraisers of the year. And what we do, we send out letters asking you to sponsor one of our ladies for $25, or all of the ladies for $300, and we get such a good response on that. So I want to thank everyone who has responded to the Polar Bear Walk so far, and if you haven't yet, there's still time. You can call to Women at the Well, and we can take your donation there if you'd like to sponsor one of our ladies or the whole group. So if you'll give us a call, that'd be great. And so Leigh, today we're just going to kind of talk about how you got started coming up here to Women at the Well.
Well, with Patty Bell, she going on retreats with her, and she just sucked me right in. And it's a true blessing. I'm blessed every week. True blessings, overfilling blessings.
Yes, well, we're blessed to have you. And I know you have just a real love for sewing and quilting and women too, other women. I see that about you, that you love to reach out and help other women to learn. And so one of the things that we've been doing at Women at the Well is had a couple of sewing classes and offered it to people outside. And it's a way that you can learn to sew, plus sew into Women at the Well, because all the proceeds from that goes to Women at the Well. And so Leigh has been really instrumental in helping with those sewing lessons. Would you want to share about some of that?
We've done 2 classes now on making a tote bag, and we had a good turnout. The women enjoyed it, and it was a blessing. Yeah. And we're going to have a lot more classes coming up. I seen a list.
Yeah, what are some of the things that they like to do?
The women are wanting to see small quilts, lap quilts. They're wanting to do table runners. They're wanting to learn just to sew, to use their machines. Just they're hungry for sewing.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people respond on Facebook. Are you doing a beginner's class? That means I bought a sewing machine years ago and I've not even learned how to thread it. You know, you might be out there thinking that today. I bought a sewing machine because I thought I'd like to learn to sew. Got home with it, got it out of the box. Now what do I do? Well, we're going to have a class.
You join a class at the Women of the Well.
Join one of our classes. We're going to pick a date and have a class, and it will be on Facebook when we have it, just for getting to know your machine or getting to know a machine. We have machines here that you can see if maybe it's something you want to do. You might be thinking, I want to sew, but I don't know if I want to make that investment in buying a sewing machine until I try it to see if I'm going to like it. And you can do that too. But what are some of the things that someone would do at a beginner sewing class?
At a beginner sewing class, you would learn to thread your machine. You would learn how to make different stitches. Learn to sew a 1/4-inch seam, a straight seam, and just feel comfortable with that machine. And hopefully at the end of the class, learn to make some kind of small project to take home completed. Yeah. So you can say, look, I did it.
Yeah, and that's so much, that's fun to me.
It's important to have a finished project, yes. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something you can take back. That's what was really neat about the 2 classes that we've done, the tote bags, just seeing the ladies with their tote bag. Right. And, you know, hey, they can take that home. They can carry stuff in it. They can say, I did this, you know. And so that's really what helps our ladies at Women at the Well, when they can do something here.
See it finished.
Yes. And so Leigh is really a really good teacher, teaching our ladies. She's very patient with them, cuts up with them, and they have a big time. But what does that mean to you, just to come up here and do
It's
that?
a true blessing to see where they come in and where they end up at. It's just a phenomenal blessing. I get as many blessings as y'all think y'all get from having us here. It's just a blessing.
Yeah.
Overflowing blessing.
Yeah. Well, we just really appreciate what y'all do. And as we were saying, we're going to plan some other classes, table runner class. One of our ideas is to do a table runner with, like, an Easter on one side, and then, the next season on the other side, like Christmas and Thanksgiving, or, fall and Christmas, that kind of thing, one on one side, one on the other.
Lap quilts.
Lap quilts are great to do. And I remember when I went to a class at Southern Accent and did my first quilt, how exciting that was. And I didn't know a whole lot about sewing, but they helped me to do that quilt, and I finished it. It was just, I was amazed that I could do that.
And you still have it.
And I still have it, yeah. I still have that one.
So there'll be several classes.
Yeah. And so
that anybody can do.
Yes, and we also have the retreat center that we're sitting in that right now upstairs in one of the bedrooms. If you're on YouTube, you can see that. We're sitting with some beds behind us here. All of the beds have quilts that were given to us on them. And, Leanne is holding one of our products that we make here. This is, I don't think I mentioned this already, but this is one of our things that we make here at Women at the Well. This is a rabbit. We're coming up Easter. So, we made 10 of these, and so we have these for sale. They're $25. So if you're interested in that, and we also make memory t-shirt quilts. We make memory bears out of your loved one's clothing, or dogs. Just recently had someone want a key ring made out of the clothing from a loved one. Pillows. So if you're interested in that, and all the proceeds from that does go to the ministry here at Women at the Well. So I'll just, thinking about this, how do you think it helps ladies in our program to learn to sew? What will benefit them?
I think it gives them encouragement that they can do something and complete something, and it makes them really good to learn something new when they feel like they couldn't do it.
Right.
And then they end up doing it well, some of them very well. I think it just gives them a lot of self-esteem and gives them what they need.
I think it does. It really helps them in the program.
Yes.
Because we all need that. And we need that fellowship with other women who are out, like Leanne and like Miss Patty, that was here last week, that they know that somebody cares enough to sit down beside them at a machine and show them how to do something, spending their time, because they volunteer their time every week to do this. So it means a lot to us up here at Women at the Well. And you came on the first retreat. And
yes.
Tell us about that.
The retreat was great. We done 4 days?
Yeah.
We done 4 days. The beds was very comfortable. The food was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And the fellowship was great. The girls came down one a night and shared their testimonies, which was really great. Got to know them some better. And the house is just very comfortable and homey feeling.
Yeah. And we're working on it all the time, just making more and more improvements to it, but it's good now.
Yes.
But
nice.
I would dare to say that you don't go anywhere and get testimonies at your retreats.
No,
that's probably the first time you've ever had that happen.
That's a very key thing for this one. Very good.
That's one of our perks.
Yes.
That you get to hear what God is doing up here at Women at the Well on this hill.
And you feel it.
Yeah.
Hear it and feel it.
Yes. And so it's a great opportunity for our ladies to be able to share their testimonies and to see how other women have fun doing things that, that are good and wholesome, like, retreats, and how women can hang out together and enjoy each other's company and get along and, do things that are doesn't involve maybe some of the things that they came out of. And you can have fun and be a Christian. You can. You sure can. You can be a Christian and have fun.
On the retreat, and set and sews is where I learned most of everything I do.
Now, what do you do at a set and sew?
Set and sew is you set and sew.
Okay, makes sense.
You learn a lot from, women just are very educational. You learn, if you listen and watch, you learn a lot about quilting. And I've learned a lot. I still learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, beginner's retreat?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do a beginner's retreat. And if anyone's interested, let us know. That means if you've never done a retreat before and you want to, during the retreat, learn to sew, then we can do that. We sure can. That would be an awesome retreat.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can make any retreat you want.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
You have an instructor on hand if it's more experienced quilters.
Yes, if they want to make a project. In fact, we just recently did the two-totes, and we've also done an exploding heart, which is a little bit harder to do. So we're going to do more things like that as well. So we've got a great facility here, and we want to make it available to other women. So, and I think years ago, that's how women had therapy, and they sit together and sewed and quilted years ago. And so I think we're coming back to those things. Friendships, and you belong to a guild here in Athens. Share a little bit about that.
It's the Heritage Quilt Museum. We meet in the basement of the museum the first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock. And amazing sewers. You learn a lot. They do have set and sews that we do day retreats twice a year. So you just learn a lot, and a lot of great women.
How many's in your group?
Oh, Lord. 60, maybe.
Can anyone join?
Yes, we have men and women. And even if you want to learn to sew, you're welcome to come.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've not gotten there yet, because usually on Tuesdays after we sew, all the afternoon I'm wore out.
Yes.
But I want to come and be with your group sometime and see what goes on there. And so that's another opportunity for someone who, you don't have anything to do, or you want to learn to sew, or you want to expand your territory, go to the guild there in Athens and meet some new friends. And maybe you're new to the area, and so they will welcome you there and be glad to have you.
Yes, we will.
Yes. Was there anything else you'd like to share?
Just learn to sew. It's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
So, and great blessings here at the well. I just encourage anyone to get involved, no matter what it is. It's just a blessing.
Now, how long have you been sewing?
I started sewing as a kid. You had them frames that they sat around and sewed, and my great-grandmother and grandmother would push the needle through, and I was under the frame pushing it up as a little bitty kid. And then I made doll clothes and Barbie clothes. And I ain't gonna make no clothes now because they won't stay on. But quilting, into quilting since the past 7 years.
Yeah.
Really a lot.
Have you had any of your quilts in a quilt show?
I have.
Yeah.
I had a couple of pieces. One, a second place for a table runner. And then I do embroidery, so that was an embroidery applique.
All right.
So
there's a lot of opportunities to do things
learn
out there if you want to get involved in that. And we thank you for getting involved here.
Oh, I love
and
it.
giving of your time. And so we're about to run out of time today, but we thank you for coming on and listening to Hope from the Well. And next week we'll have another lady that helps us. This is going to be a few weeks of sewing, and then we'll get back to Women of the Bible. But this is going to be a whole month of about our ladies that come up here and help us sew. So be sure and tune in next week, and we'll have another helper, volunteer, to share her testimony of being up here at Women at the Well and helping us sew. And remember, the Polar Bear Walk, the 24th, and if you want to sponsor a lady, please give us a call. And remember, if you have Jesus, you always have hope.